Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Lenovo Transform 3.0. Please welcome your hosts, Laura Leltrello and David Rabin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Transform 3.0. I'm thrilled to welcome you today to our annual commercial customer event, and of course, to welcome my co-host. Hi, David.
Hey, Laura. Real excited to be here today to get this event going.
I'm really excited to be here, too. We are in the happiest place on Earth, after all.
I know. Those of you who know me know I love happiness. And happy belated Mother's Day, by the way. Laura, how did you celebrate?
Oh, I had a pretty full day. I spent some quality time with my family, had a relaxing facial, got some yoga in, and got some work done. It's a typical working Mother's Day. I'm sure you did the same, didn't you, David? And I bet you spoiled your wife.
Well, no, not really. I was here, but I did take in some of the local flavor.
David.
And I totally forgot we were supposed to rehearse yesterday. I got a bit tied up, apparently.
It's okay. There's confidence monitors right there. You just have to read everything I wrote for you.
Oh. Well, thanks, Laura. Such a great teammate. You know, I hardly ever see it. Laura and I have worked together for 10, 11 years, something like that, but we haven't had coffee in ages. What have you been up to?
We haven't been that busy in data center. A little busy, but not that busy. We formed a global strategic partnership with NetApp. You might have heard about that. And we launched our own composable cloud platform.
Wow, really, Laura? We've had a few exciting announcements of our own in the commercial business at PCSD. Launched a few ThinkPad X1s and some workstations, have new solutions around service offerings, and of course, our ThinkSmart workplace collaboration tools.
Huh. I see why you didn't have time to actually talk to me, but it's okay, because at the time, I was deploying the 8th largest supercomputer in the world while we launched TrueScale Infrastructure Services. All in a day or a year's work.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, I wanted to congratulate you, but we were busy celebrating being #1 in commercial PCs, winning tons of awards.
David, we all have reasons to celebrate the successes of the last year.
And really, it was all because of you.
Thank you. Thank you for your partnership, for your business, and for your trust.
And also, that's right. We want to thank our sponsors, not only for helping us put on this great event, but for your collaboration in all the solutions that we put together. Thank you to our sponsors.
Okay, so let's get started. We have an exciting 90 minutes ahead. You're going to hear from some of our key business leaders, like Kirk of Data Center Group, and Christian Theismann of the Intelligent Device Group. You're also going to learn about Lenovo's IoT strategy and gain some insights from a few of our partners and customers. And first off, you're going to hear from our very own CIO.
You know, I'm not sure there's a better and a worse job today than being a CIO at a company like this. CIOs are at the center of the digital transformation, but they have so many things on their plate: device proliferation, IT security, edge computing, workplace transformation,
David,
big data.
But drone on and on. Why don't we let Art tell us?
Good idea.
So to give you his perspective about all the complexities in the world and how we're transforming them, please welcome to the stage our Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer, Art Hu.
Good evening, and welcome to Orlando. Welcome, welcome. And an especially warm welcome to Transform 3.0 at Accelerate. I have a confession. This is actually my first time on stage at Accelerate here. And so as the CIO, it's a new experience for me. I'm just brimming. I don't know about you guys, but I love trying something new. So the energy, the anticipation, and also some of the energy from the crowd really gets me going. I'm very happy to be able to connect with you and share what makes me as excited as a CIO. In our time together here today, I want to cover a few of the trends that Laura and David just talked about in technology, how they're unfolding in this space, and then what they mean for us. What are the implications, and how we can shape the future together. I also because I think gratitude is very important. I think Laura and David just did as well. But I also want to take a moment and again recognize two of our diamond sponsors, Microsoft and Intel. These are two companies with whom we have had long-standing relationships and partnerships and have helped make this event possible. So thank you. So let's get going. I think in the last 12 months, Lenovo has soared. If you look at it, we have clearly, notwithstanding some of the turbulence in the markets in the last week, but we have outperformed the market. In 2019, our 35th year as a company, the market's confidence in us is very clear. We had historic group revenue of greater than $50 billion. We are the undisputed #1 in worldwide PC. All of this, though, is driven by a strategy that puts customer needs at the center of everything that we do. And as we know, success is not just about numbers. It's not just about the financials. Lenovo is committed to doing good, not just doing well as a company for our shareholders and our employees, but doing good beyond our business. We are committed fully to be a strong corporate citizen in the 128 countries around the world where we do business. We're a leader in sustainability. In 2018, the Corporate Knights named us to the 100 most sustainable corporations in the world list. These achievements in business and corporate citizenship, these efforts are being recognized with accolades in the industry as well. We're not tooting our own horn. Forbes, Fortune, they've added us to the list of the top regarded and most admired companies around the world as well. And last but not least, we are committed to diversity and inclusion in everything that we do, from our supply chain operations to our hiring practices. If you look at all of this, it has been a very good year for us. And again, we absolutely could not have done it without you, our customers, our partners, and our supporters. You are absolutely critical to our success. Once again, thank you. Now let's dive in. What's driving our success? Because a key question to ask is this a flash in the pan? How do we know we're on the right track? The answer is clearly in our updated strategy, intelligent transformation. That is what we put at the center of everything that we do. Because we know that thriving in a faster, more connected world requires this intelligent transformation. The world doesn't just require yet another device, yet another phone, yet another laptop by itself, but the solutions that take these and connect them in smart and novel ways. As Lenovo, we've laid the foundation to capitalize upon that opportunity. We've invested in AI and machine learning, 5G, and we've really placed a premium on connected devices and computing, from the client to the edge to the core. This transition that we're in the middle of, so important that we're calling it the fourth industrial revolution. This represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the industry and for each of us in this room. Now, to deliver the new computing tools, devices, and services for consumers and for enterprises, it really requires this new strategy. And you'll see it in our devices, like our consumer PCs with Microsoft Cortana and Alexa assistants, and self-learning AI in our flagship Yoga. You'll see this also starting to take hold in our data center. Laura just talked about TrueScale, and it's our DCG, our data center group, hardware as a service offering. It allows billing based on usage rather than an upfront commitment, so you can manage your ROI dynamically and in real time. It's about helping you thrive in a multi-cloud world where we want to blend private and public resources and the ability to manage and orchestrate them seamlessly, securely. So whether you're looking at consumers or you're looking at the enterprise, it's part of our vision. It's part of Lenovo's vision for the world. Smarter technology for all. So what does that mean if we peel the onion? It's when we combine the power of the innovations across our portfolio, devices, computing, algorithms, that's when we get true intelligent transformation. And it comes together in what we want to call smart verticals. Now, in our view, a smart vertical combines these three elements: smart IoT, smart infrastructure and computing power, and big data and AI. Now, starting from there, for every selected industry, for every scenario, it's our smart IoT that will be generating the data. And as we all know, that's the fuel that's going to fuel this fourth industrial revolution. Then, when we have the computing power to apply with our smart infrastructure, this data is then processed, sorted, and synthesized through our big data tools. And when we combine that data with our advanced algorithms, we can generate the models that provide new insights for better business decision-making. Putting that intelligence in the hands of team members at all levels of the organization is a key aspect of empowerment. Just imagine, with motivated employees and the right data at the right time, what they can do for your partners, for your strategy, for your operations. Just about any scenario, the possibilities are what become very exciting here. Now, this is definitely a new line of business for us. We believe Lenovo is well positioned to lead the way because we have built among the most complete set of building blocks for this era that's going to be defined by intelligence. Now, that being said, to go from building blocks to success is not easy. To be successful, we know we need to work with you as customers to deeply understand what are the true requirements, what are the things that will help take your business to the next level. To be successful, we know we must work with you, our trusted partners, in bringing these innovations and integration to scale and to market at scale. And already, we're working with partners such as Microsoft to expand beyond traditional client and data center to end-to-end Azure, IoT, and Edge solutions based on a robust portfolio of offerings. Now, as a CIO, all of this makes me really excited about what it means for enterprise IT. The possibilities that are emerging today really make this role and the possibilities for the future something that give me, and I hope give each of you, a lot of energy. Now, let's step back for a moment. I think a lot of us may associate enterprise IT with the following.
All Pro Vacuums, this is Tanya. How about the belt?
Yeah,
Did you check to see if it was broken?
No.
Did the vacuum cleaner work when you first started using it today?
Yes. I just said that.
Have you ever checked a bag? They get full and you have to replace them.
Huh.
Well, it sounds like that fixed your problem.
All right, sounds familiar, right? Now, we're not selling vacuum cleaners, but I think we can all empathize with this kind of customer service. And much as I hate to admit it, as CIO, we all have these moments where technology just isn't working for us. And that leads me to the first point, which is just making it work is still a key tenet. Running the business is still a core part of the CIO's job. It's like the oxygen in this room. How many of you have counted the breaths or noticed that you were breathing since the event began? Nobody, right? It's just something you do. Nobody notices. When things are going well, when your conferences are going smoothly, it's assumed. But there's no easier way to get the wrong kind of attention than saying, hey, our email's down. Or worse yet, hey, our factories aren't producing and we're going to miss the numbers this quarter. Trust me, Kirk and Christian, you're going to hear from them soon. They have me on speed dial to let me know exactly when that happens. However, that's necessary, but not enough. The reality is those days where IT is just in the background and running the help desk and running the data center, those days are over. As CIOs, we're responsible now not only for core operations and keeping the business running and cybersecurity, but partnering with the business. How do we run experiments using technology to pierce the fog of uncertainty at a time of extraordinary change? How do we work with the business to create agility so that we can get out of the traditional modes of thinking and create time to market, time to impact that is measured not in months, quarters, or years, but in weeks, days, or even hours? That's the key. The insight is technology is inextricably embedded in everything the business is doing, in a way that just wasn't true 5 years ago even. This part, not just running, but growing and transforming the business, intelligent transformation, isn't just Lenovo strategy. It's the new IT. We must not only optimize our existing business models and tune them to elevated levels of efficiency and competitiveness. We can and must apply IT and our imaginations to create entirely new lines of business, new ways of going to market. With technology becoming more critical, let me use an analogy I frequently use with my teams as well, and that's that of a stage play. I'm on a stage today. Historically, IT has been in the backstage. Right? Run the data center, make sure email is up and running. Run the business stuff. But now, if we think about growing and transforming the business, IT and technology really take their place on center stage. And I believe that's part of the reason that I'm here today, privileged to be with you. Because CIOs sit at the intersection of industry trends and technology coming together to capitalize. CIOs and their teams require a fluency, a new fluency, and a new capability to meld their business insight and imagination with the what-ifs. What could we do that wasn't possible before? And that is a powerful question, and it's a powerful proposition. Think about technology and how it's transformed how we consume products. Each and every one of us here in the room today, we're all consumers, right? And technology, asking those what-if questions in the fertile imaginations of business leaders have resulted in companies like Airbnb, Amazon, and Uber, who've created entirely new businesses by generating new experiences where people can find what they want when they want it. Microsoft has joined with Walmart on multiple fronts. They've created a retail ecosystem alliance on Azure in the cloud, but they're also working together installing IoT sensors in refrigeration units to address food spoilage. Now, naturally, all of this rests heavily upon robust security. It's never far from our minds because for all of the good that we do, for all of our collaboration together and all of our interactions with our partners and our customers and our ecosystem, it rests on this critical statement. The trust that customers must have that their data and privacy is in good hands. So we can never get away from that aspect that underpins all of this. So what to make? New technology, new entrants, new disruptions. I think that smells like opportunity, if you embrace it. I tell my teams, anyone who believes this new IT doesn't apply to them is experiencing a failure of imagination. Because technology operates at multiple levels. You can imagine new modes of doing business and engaging stakeholders. You can also imagine the exploration into the unknown, into the future, through rapid joint discovery with the business. I spoke earlier of Lenovo's focus and commitment for diversity and inclusion as part of why the last year has been so good and how it's contributed to our momentum. Multiple viewpoints, different perspectives absolutely create better dialogue and therefore better discussion outcomes. Intelligent transformation, therefore, at its core is inclusive. It asks and requires everybody to step up and lean in. Something else that I tell my teams, and I firmly believe it in my heart of hearts, everybody is a first-class citizen. Everybody is a first-class citizen. Nobody can be sitting in the back row hoping someone will transform for them, or maybe that other guy or that other girl will make the transformation happen. This is our chance. When you embrace it, it means you lean in, and you can not only take part in, but you can initiate and advance the state of practice of intelligent transformation, whoever you are, wherever you are. And that's where the all in our smarter technology for all comes in. Along with that, that brings about an interesting complement. I'm also firmly convinced we talk too little about it in terms of what complements technology. Because as a CIO, I'm a technologist. And as much as I enjoy talking about latencies, network architectures, algorithmic complexity of our latest solution, technology and making it work well is more about finding the right way to work with people. And that's the element around common humanity that we tap into. And by that, I specifically mean empathy. What's required to really put yourself in someone else's shoes, a user, a consumer, a partner, to become truly user-centric and customer-centric. Because if you're after impact and creating impact, however you define that, and I believe all of us in this room are, we're after impact. Technology by itself, as exciting and as hyped as it gets sometimes, by itself, it doesn't get you there. Never has, never will. Instead, it's technology that's correctly adopted, correctly deployed by people to its full potential. That's when we can really deliver impact. And so I believe we are at our best collectively when we deploy technology to create, connect, and enable the new experiences that can augment the best of what people can do. And that's a huge part of my passion and energy, that as Lenovo CIO, I'm the first customer of all the smart technologies that we are bringing to life in all the right scenarios and contexts. Just as Kirk and Christian, I said earlier, Kirk and Christian have me on speed dial, I have them on my speed dial too, because as a consumer, as the first internal consumer of our technologies, I'm the first to let them know when I see an opportunity to make our products and services better for the world. And not only that, technology comes from everywhere these days, and we, as Lenovo, are already applying many of the concepts to our own business, including many of the ones that you saw upstairs in our showcase. For me, it starts with confidence. Back to the first mission of the CIO and keeping the business running. Everyone knows when you're in the zone, that feeling when you're at peak performance. And as CIO, I have the privilege and confidence that I know we've built Lenovo's business on top-performing, rock-solid client computing and data center solutions. Lenovo runs Lenovo, absolutely. Our own data centers and private cloud are built on our ThinkSystem x80 servers and orchestration technology. All of our employees globally achieve peak performance using ThinkPads and the entire Think portfolio of productivity suite. Look, we're running a global business, 50 billion. We don't need to look at all of the numbers. But the point is that it is vast. It's a tremendous volume, and each of you here is the same, right? You trust your data. You trust your business every day to have the top performance, high reliability, and low latency for every interaction, transaction, collaboration, every second of every day. We have used the lens of intelligent transformation to also think about our value chain and our business in a different way. We're exploring how blockchain can transform how we work with our partners and vendors. We're using, to manage our inventory levels, smart signals and real-time data, as well as advanced prediction to reduce our financial risk and have better serviceability levels. We've created in China a smart IoT consumer device ecosystem. Smart screens, sensors, all of that, but also a new business model that invites partners in to co-innovate and create the future with us. And we apply smart IoT and big data solutions to our own operations, including smarter IT and HR help desks and contact centers with expanded services that have improved efficiency while increasing quality. As I said, just from that very quick selection, if anyone thinks intelligent transformation doesn't apply to you, please think again. And for me, that's the proof. That's the proof of Lenovo's smarter technology for all. As a CIO, I spend my days working and thinking about how to find ways to make our solutions and services more robust and reliable for Lenovo and also for the world. And I also think heavily about partnering with the business to experiment and help define the future. Every day, we are working to transform Lenovo with the smart solutions that make our business better and stronger. Those same innovations and passions are what we bring to you, our customers, our partners, our clients, through our products and services. Smarter technology for all. That, in my view, explains why Lenovo exists on this planet and what we are setting out to accomplish. This is our vision. Now, in bringing our vision to life, we want to become the leader and enabler of intelligent transformation. I can't wait to accelerate achieving our aspirations and ambitions. And I certainly can't imagine a better group of trusted partners and customers with whom to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Art. You mentioned building empathy with our customers and connecting to our customers. I truly empathize and admire the work you do every day to build muscle on the backbone of our enterprise. When we created the data center group a few years ago, at the time we were talking about servers. We're on our third phase of transformation, and the conversations with our customers have changed dramatically to augmented intelligence, blockchain, big data, hybrid cloud, and infrastructure models, new consumption models for services for the data center. I am proud to welcome the man who has spearheaded this transformation to the stage. Please join me in welcoming the Executive Vice President and President of Data Center Group, Kirk Scallions. You'll do great.
All right, well, good evening. This is my third Transform since joining Lenovo, and I'm more excited than ever to talk to you tonight about two things.
It's my job to fix you.
Oh, you're fixing me? Thank you. Thank you, Laura. You know, I'm more excited than ever to talk to you about two things. Number one, the journey we've been on as Lenovo Data Center Group over the last 2 years, but more importantly, how we can empower your intelligent transformation with Transform 3.0. So I wanted to start with the Dcg Vision. And the vision is really about how we become your most trusted data center partner, how we can empower the intelligent transformation, and how at the same time as the world's largest supercomputing company now, how we can solve some of humanity's greatest challenges. So we'll talk about each of these today. But let's start of where we were in this transformation journey about 2 years after the acquisition of the IBM System X group. We launched the largest server portfolio 2 years ago in New York with our Think System and Think Agile launches. We had 2 new brands celebrating 25 years of ThinkPad and 25 years in the x86 server business, 14 new products. And after that, we led the Skylake ramp for the industry with Intel. We strengthened our position to become #1 in performance, reliability, and customer satisfaction. And thanks to you, our customers now, a year after that transform, IDC ranked us as the fastest growing national server OEM on the planet, growing 1.7 times the market for 4 consecutive quarters. Thank you very, very much. So I get asked a lot, what were the aspects of that transformation? Well, first and foremost, we wanted Think System and Think Agile to represent performance leadership. So you can see here that prior to Transform 1.0, we were roughly only about a third of our competitors in terms of world record workloads. But we strengthened our partnerships with our key ISV partners like SAP, like Microsoft. We built a world-class software and solutions team. We brought in new leaders like Doug Fisher, who had 17,000 people at Intel reporting to him in software. Now the Think System and Think Agile brands represent the undisputed highest performing systems on the planet. We have 140 workloads. To put that in perspective, it's about twice any other x86 server competitor on market. And as we look forward now to the second generation of Intel Xeon Scalable processors, now 86 of these workloads are already on Cascade Lake, second generation. So thank you very much for the teams and the ISVs out there that have helped us deliver this performance records. The second thing we heard very clearly as we were moving to hyperconverged infrastructure is we needed to continue our legacy from IBM as the highest reliable servers on the planet. This is a survey of 750 CIOs. We've been showing you this consistently to show it's part of our strategy, not just to be the world's performance leader, but to be the world's reliability leader. 750 CIOs in 22 countries, from South Africa to Australia to the US and China, measure their measured downtime over the last 365 days. And you can see Lenovo Think System and the IBM System X systems are still the undisputed leader. You know, we know research for large IT can cost up to $400,000 an hour for downtime. And now we've got the best downtime now for 6 years running. It's absolutely part of our strategy. And we said we would become the world leader in supercomputing. So when we had that performance leadership, that reliability leadership, we have built a history of growing and building the largest supercomputers on the planet and doing good things for the planet. When we acquired the IBM System X business, we were 182 positions behind the nearest competitor on the top 500 list. And every single year, every single list at supercomputing and international supercomputing, we've grown that. Today, more than 1 in 4 supercomputers on the planet are from Lenovo, 140 of the top 500. We're number 1 in 17 countries, or we have computers now on the top 500 list from 17 countries, and the most or the fastest in 10 of those countries. That 17 countries represents twice as much as any other competitor. And we're going to talk in just a little bit of what those things are doing for humanity. And you're going to get to see and hear from some of the customers here at the show over the next week. So a year later, Transform 2.0, again in New York City. What did we do to take off the largest server portfolio in our history? We launched the largest storage portfolio in our history. We built the strategic alliance with NetApp. We launched 10 new platforms, and that enabled Lenovo to grow from building just 15% of the world's storage as access to now having 92% of the storage market accessible with our storage portfolio. A year later, thanks to you, Lenovo is the fastest growing storage company in the world for the last 4 quarters. Our storage flash systems for the last 4 quarters combined have grown triple digits and more than 2x the industry. So thank you very much for making this getting off to a good start. In fact, if you look year to year now, our storage business is growing 5 times the market growth, and we expect continued share gains this quarter. So there's absolutely the excitement around not just server, but storage. Also happy to report we committed last year at Transform to bring the joint venture with NetApp up and operational in China. So Lenovo NetApp, and that logo you see there, is the new company in China. We're now the 3rd largest storage company in China, and we're growing significantly this year as well. But rather than have me just talk about it, we put together a short video so we can wrap up the last 2 Transform with you. Please run the video. So I have to say, first and foremost, thank you to all our partners and customers for an outstanding 2 years. But I think one of the things we're most excited about is that for the 10th consecutive TBR study now, when we compare ourselves against the other large x86 server companies out there, we now are number 1 in customer satisfaction here in North America in 18 of 22 attributes. And this year, they actually extended that survey out to Europe and Asia Pacific, where we're number 1 in 22 of 22 categories. Now, Why are we doing that? Well, we have a team in each and every one of these categories working on customer centricity. This year, 40% of every Lenovo DCG employee's bonus is focused on metrics around customer centricity, like field quality, call support, parts, and the things you have on here. So while we're happy we're number one, we're certainly not standing on our laurels. What this meant for those of you, and you heard Art talk about us outperforming the Hang Seng Index, is Lenovo has significantly outpaced the market, and us together here in North America have driven triple-digit growth over the last year. Year-on-year revenue growth in all geographies, and you can see the transformation and the premium to market. We have momentum together, and it's a great place to start off. What does it mean around Transform 3.0? So thank you one more time. Thank you very much. So here we are with that backdrop, the world's largest, Lenovo's largest server launch, the largest storage launch, resulting in this tremendous momentum. We are now kicking off Transform in 16 countries, selling our data center products to over 160 countries, moved the entire Lenovo infrastructure, as you heard from Art, to Lenovo on Lenovo. So the real question today is, what should we expect and where should we go forward on this intelligent transformation journey? Today, I'm going to talk about, over the next year, launching the largest edge-to-cloud portfolio in Lenovo's history and really rounding out our data center software and solution space. In order to do that, when you're out there as customers, and I've talked to many of you, you're looking in many cases of transitioning a partnership from someone else that you've had for a decade or longer. You know, at the end of the day, Lenovo's procuring about close to $40 billion from our partners to build our products. We're shipping a device every second of every day, about 4 devices a second. And we're estimated to have the 3rd largest installed base of devices in the world as we move from PC or people-to-people centric to machine-to-machine and IoT. But you can't move unless you have these trusted partnerships. And so we really pride ourselves, and one of the reasons I came to Lenovo after 2 decades at Intel is I saw that partnership as an enterprise supplier with Lenovo. But rather than me talk about it, I wanted to bring on one of our great multi-decade partners, and that's SAP. I'd like you to bring and give a warm welcome to the Executive Vice President and Global Head of SAP Technology and Innovation, Big Data, Franz Farber. Franz, come on up here. Hi, Kirk. Franz. Welcome. You know, we were just here in Orlando last week at SAP Sapphire. So first of all, thanks for going all the way back to Germany and coming all the way back.
Thanks for having me here. Thank you.
But you know, we've talked about this multi-decade relationship as a 360-degree partnership. Why don't you give me your perspective of what that means to SAP?
Yes, you said it already. You know, we are counting our relationship now not in years, but in decades, and it's really 360. We are starting our relationship with where Lenovo was a supplier for our hardware, but it really changed the last years. That Lenovo is a partner, is a supplier, and is a customer. And when I look at the size of our companies, you know, more than 10,000 of employees, we have more than 160 countries where we are operating together. This is really relevant what we are doing. And most important, you mentioned that, is trust in relationship. The trust is not just on the level on the CEO or on executives, but especially on the people who are really doing the groundwork. And this is can just evolve over time. And there, I think we did a really great job in that. When we look at how we use Lenovo, in our IT, we are running our core systems with Lenovo. And looking from 2015, we had an investment of more than €500 million with Lenovo. Especially also we run our HANA IT with Lenovo, and we optimized a lot, and I was personally also involved in the whole journey, which went starting 2010 with that. And very important for us is that it's not just that we run on Lenovo hardware, that we also have the certification on that. That customer can really trust that it's really running their business critical applications on top of HANA. That's really critical for us. And most important, it is people. It is the people who are working together, and you invested a lot into bringing your developers to Waldorf and to other locations in SAP. And the result out of that is that we have 10 or 11 world-class workload records, which we are doing together as a team with Lenovo and SAP.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, we've run an ad that says, Lenovo runs SAP. Now we're running this ad that SAP runs Lenovo as well. Yeah. So we were here last week with about 20,000 folks at Sapphire. It was an impressive event. I was really excited that Lenovo, for the first time, won the SAP Pinnacle Award as the best partner of the year for infrastructure and hardware. So give us some perspective on why SAP gave that award to Lenovo.
First of all, it's a testimonium of our partnership, which we already mentioned. But it's not just looking at the revenue. What we are looking is who are our partners and who is our partners for innovation for the next steps. And that's what we are seeing together. And Lenovo is a great innovator and a market leader in persistent memory in Intel Optane. We are using that mainly for our HANA systems. First of all, that we can restart our systems much, much faster. I think the last measurements were about 12 to 17 times faster restart. That is business critical. But also that we are now able to use 24 terabyte of memory of the new persistent memory you are providing in the HANA system, where we can load huge amount of data into the system. That's critical, that is business relevant, and that's done just together.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I think 11 world records now, a testament to our joint innovation as engineers. Absolutely. So at the end of the day, you're responsible for SAP Data Hub. And today we're announcing the Lenovo Intelligent Insights with SAP Data Hub. So every customer out there is looking at not just people-to-people data, but now people-to-machine and machine-to-machine. Data is the new oil. Tell us why this partnership means so much and what you're hearing from your Data Hub customers.
Yes, we all know and we share the vision that when we go forward, we are rushing more and more into a data economy, where data, as you mentioned, is a new oil, is a new whatever. And we know that all companies are seeing their data as their main asset of the company. And Data Hub is helping there. And it's optimized and running on Lenovo hardware. But it's not just Data Hub. It's also when we look at IoT, when we look at blockchain, this end-to-end data management, that is what is critical. And it's not just critical for the big gorillas of this world, especially in the startups and the small and mid-sized company. They will innovate a lot. And this helps us really to reach out to them.
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, you're a customer, we're a customer. Together, we're eating our own dog food, if you will, and using it as a reference for the industry. So whether it's IoT, with SAP Leonardo, with blockchain, with SAP HANA, we really look forward to another partnership. And again, thank you for coming and sharing your story. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
So one of the values of this conference is being able to talk to other Lenovo customers about the journey that they're on. And you're going to be able to see Verizon talk about their journey with us on hyperscale. Flatiron Institute, Dr. Ian Fisk is here talking about exploring the universe, modeling proteins, using this unbelievable computational power of like 17,000 cores. St. John's University is here talking about surveillance and security challenges of a campus. University of Virginia about autonomous transport. Pivot 3, Microsoft Azure and Scale Computing, talking about edge retail and edge IoT solutions for smart cities. So please take advantage of the theaters, get to ask your questions, and understand how others are implementing intelligent transformation is the joint networking that's valuable here at the conference. Okay, so Transform 3.0. We talked about most trusted partnerships. Hopefully SAP gave you an example of what that means to Lenovo. What should you expect this year from Lenovo following up on that largest server launch, largest storage launch? Well, first of all, in hyperscale. Here we're growing triple digits in North America. We're in 6 of the top 10 hyperscalers. We're going to be building out that capability to the next tier of hyperscalers around the world this year pretty significantly, starting with this ODM approach, ODM Plus. It basically means that we start with a white sheet of paper. We're going to be building over 40 custom products, putting them into Lenovo motherboard factories, Lenovo system factories, and a top 5 Gartner supply chain in tech to deliver on our ODM Plus. And we honestly believe that Lenovo can become, over the next several years, the largest hyperscale infrastructure provider in the world. And that's a big, bold statement for us to say. In software-defined, we've now, for 6 consecutive quarters, grown at triple digit. Whether it's Nutanix, vSAN, Microsoft, we've delivered 2 times the market rate. And this year, we think we can do it again, while also building out an organic offering with our Think Agile CP products. In the traditional data center space, all that work we did together as partners over the last 2 years, we believe we're going to outperform the market at 100% of the market growth in the traditional server space in every segment we participate in, and lead the Cascade Lake ramp, or that second generation Xeon that's happening. But we're listening to you as partners. We're also expanding our portfolio this year for new AMD solutions, new optimized GPU solutions for machine learning and AI, new FPGA solutions, and even as the early partner of Ampere for some early ARM server deployments. So a much, much broader portfolio. And we're going to take that NetApp Storage Alliance. We're going to disrupt the status quo. We can now together address 92% of the storage market, and we're going to grow very, very fast in that space. Now, in Edge and IoT, to follow up on the largest server and largest storage launch over the last 2 years, this year we're going to launch the largest Edge server and embedded portfolio in our history. And I just wanted to share with you one of the products you're going to hear about, and that's the new Hodaka or ThinkSystem SE350 system. This is actually an Edge server. It can be earthquake compliant, AC/DC power. It can be stacked on a shelf. It can be mounted on a wall. But you can see it actually has 6 antennas, 5G connected, 4G connected, Wi-Fi connected. And it has things like movement detection. So if someone tries to take this off your factory wall, where it says an Edge server, it'll actually take off the hardware keys off the drive and basically self-destruct the system. So an amazing product. We had 650,000 YouTube views in 4 days after showcasing this product at MWC with China Mobile and with our partnership with Orange. So expect the largest portfolio in our history. You're going to hear more about that in the IoT space. In telco and networking, it's a little crazy, but we're going to announce the largest telco and networking portfolio in our history this year. We have a whole set of open networking solutions. I promised this to you as both an organic and a joint venture, and those are coming, I can tell you, this year in both the open networking space and the telecom space. You saw us at MWC with China Mobile, with Orange in our booth. We're now in the open radio access networking space. We've built a new NFV division, so you're going to see an entire range of telecom and networking solutions from us. In HPC, it's the largest supercomputing company in the world. You should expect us now to deliver technologies like water cooling as we move on to exascale, and new high-performance accelerators to bring value to customers of all sizes. And we've got some new software you're going to hear about called LICO, Lenovo Intelligent Compute Orchestrator, that's going to make these technologies available to the masses, not just the top 500 supercomputer companies. And then last but not least at the bottom, 2 critical things. Perhaps the 2 most important things you're going to hear as a partner. Number 1, we're moving to a new as-a-service offering. We think Lenovo TrueScale with dynamic metering is an undisputed leader as the as-a-service offering in the industry. It actually measures the power of your server, and you only pay for what you use. It's not a glorified lease model. It actually enables you to increase and decrease your billing on a bi-monthly basis based on the power you consume. No more, no less. And then lastly, you're going to hear today and tomorrow about an initiative called Channel First. If we're going to be your most trusted data center partner, as a partner, you need to know that we're committed to the channel. So you're going to hear about a Channel First initiative that clearly outlines the framework for how we're going to engage in the channel first every time. How does that sound? Channel first every time. Excellent. So as Art said, we talked about most trusted. We talked about the largest set of portfolios you're going to get in telecom, networking, as a service, edge. At the end of the day, I've been pleasantly surprised the last year of how important corporate social responsibility is to big, long-term, decade-long, whether it's a healthcare company I was engaged with, a hyperscale company that wanted to know how we treated people in our factories. We have now been in the top-regarded companies for sustainability, for best place to work, for working mothers, working fathers, as well as the work we're doing in sustainability. So I feel great about this, and I encourage you to ask more about how Lenovo is participating here. But at the end of the day, we also are a top 500 supercomputer company, right? And so this last year, we launched the largest supercomputer in our history. If you remember, we had Barcelona here in New York, which was the largest ever Skylake computer. This year, we announced something twice as powerful. It's actually the largest Xeon supercomputer in all of Europe. It's number 8 in the entire world. 6,480 nodes, 311,000 cores, 70 kilometers of omnipath cabling, consuming 3.5 million watts of power. But what's interesting about this is that the work it's doing for global warming, for pollution, all these great things, but it's using our Leptune warm water cooling technology. So the PUE, or the power efficiency on this, is actually 1.08. So how do you put that in perspective? Well, relative to our competition, this server per year is going to save enough power to power 4,700 homes in Germany for the entire year. Can you believe that? So this is also being used at Peking University, at Malaysia Meteorological, and just recently here in the United States, we launched it at Harvard University, and it's public now that Harvard will be using this as part of their sustainability efforts as well. So we're starting to see warm water cooling technology become more pervasive outside of just the big supercomputers. Now, last but not least, what are we doing for society on these things? So we pride ourselves not just on most trusted and empowering customers' transformation, but what are we doing to solve humanity's greatest challenges? And probably the best part of my job is getting to talk to the Nobel Prize winners that are working on some of these servers. Whether it's University of Chicago on early and effective detection of prostate cancer, they're actually seeing significantly better diagnosis using AI and machine learning. University of Saskatchewan finding new ways to solve food shortages through plant phenotyping and their imaging research center. Taipei Tech, which is working with their neuroscientists on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in young kids. On and on. Malaysia Meteorological, working on tsunami and monsoon prediction to save lives. NC State, close to where I live in Raleigh, increasing the global food supply by mapping the entire planet and figuring out where fresh water is. And then Barcelona Supercomputer, who was here 2 years ago, now improving the accuracy of retinal disease by almost 10% versus the human eye, and actually being able to save people from going blind by doing earlier detection of this. You're going to see a lot of this as you go into the showcase, and I'm really proud of what we're doing together as partners, system integrators in the top 500. So that's a quick summary. Transform 1.0, the largest server launch in our history. Thank you for the success we had. Transform 2.0, this is the year we take the NetApp Alliance and the joint venture to become the fastest growing storage company and build on that we have today. And then Transform 3.0 over the next year. The largest telecom portfolio is coming. The largest edge server portfolio is coming. The largest networking portfolio and the broadest as-a-service offering. It's our opportunity to lead the intelligent transformation. Thank you very much. And thank you, Laura.
Thank you very much, Kirk. I'm really excited about our next segment. Kirk talks about how we're solving problems using supercomputers, and Art set up our vision to drive an intelligent transformation in key markets like healthcare, manufacturing, education, and retail. All of these spaces outside the office, the data center, and schools. And in those spaces, we can solve new problems with IoT in every corner of the earth. So I am pleased to welcome two people that are at the epicenter of this transformation who are building the industry's most robust portfolio in IoT. Let's hear about Lenovo's unified vision of taking devices outside the data center and the office to all corners of the earth. Please welcome Vice President of Strategy and Emerging Business for IDG, John Perschke, and Chief Customer Officer of Data Center Group, Wilfredo Sotolongo, to the stage. So IoT is already and will continue to influence the way we work, live, and play. From windmills that use IoT to adapt to changing winds, to devices that distribute water supply equitably in drought-prone cities. IoT can and will improve the lives of the way we work and live, and Lenovo intends to be the leader. So if we have 20 billion devices connected by 2020, Wilfredo, what does that mean in terms of the data needed and the power required to connect all those devices?
Thank you, and it's good to see you all, and thank you for showing our baby back there, Kirk. Look, if you think about it, 3 devices per human being, probably heading to 10 devices per human being. Somebody out there is thinking, if you can measure it and you can track it, you can do something with it. And if you reflect back on what's happening in the industry, for the last 10 years, there's been like a galactic black hole somewhere. It's called the cloud. It's a good tool. It's a great tool. But there are now small little black holes emerging all over the planet. The data in those sensors and in those devices is creating a level of gravity that is going to change the entire architecture in the planet. And in so doing, we're going to have to enable it. We're going to have to enable it in terms of end-to-end management systems, and we're going to have to enable it in terms of end-to-end security. The reality is, it's still too easy to break into some of these devices, and it's still too hard to manage thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of devices. So a new trend is emerging. That new trend has already been quoted. It's called edge computing. You could say, well, that's just another computer out at the edge. No, it's not. It's a far more sophisticated architecture that is emerging that we and you, the partners in the room, and us, our customers here, need to enable in order to make things happen that we could never do before, right? After all, that's what we're here for.
So John, can you give us some insights on what our customers and partners, what all of us should be thinking about in edge computing as we start to drive this connected world?
Sure. I think you guys both talked about it nicely, right? It's taking these assets we've developed in the traditional IT worlds and applying them, I think, as you said, to every corner of the earth. That's really all this is about. Most of those look like, at its core, servers and PCs. We happen to know something about that. We shipped 100 million connected devices last year. Almost half of those were in commercial environments. So enterprise level quality, security, manageability is second nature to us, which allows us to extend those capabilities into, it's gone, the Hodaka server, or devices like this, where we've taken smart cameras, and Christian will talk about this a bit more later, but derivatives of our desktop platform that are purpose-built for industrial applications, fanless, ruggedized, new I/O, et cetera. And we can deploy these in all kinds of use cases. One great example is with our partners, Microsoft and NVIDIA. We're deploying these solutions with both edge compute for real-time, low-latency decision-making, along with NVIDIA for object recognition and graphics processing capabilities, along with the Azure IoT Cloud for AI and all the management we'd expect from cloud applications, right? And we're calling this use case sort of camera as a sensor, and it's one of the most powerful sensors you can have in an IoT environment with all the power of the cloud and artificial intelligence. But this isn't just about hardware, right? We all know that Lenovo makes great hardware. We're adding to that not only the manageability, the security, but we're also the machine vision, the video analytics, so that we can create end-to-end solutions. Because what the customers are telling us is we don't want components. We don't want an erector set that we have to assemble ourselves. We want an end-to-end solution. So we, along with all of you, it's our job to provide that.
So what about some of the other vertical segments, John? Art talked about the segments we're going into for smart IoT with healthcare, education, manufacturing. Can you give us some examples of places that we've been successful there?
Yeah, I mean, what I just talked about really plays well in manufacturing and retail, and I think those will be early adopters of much of this. But kind of bridging off of Kirk's theme, we also are looking at areas of both good business and societal benefit. Healthcare, smart cities, education are all areas of focus for us and that need technology to solve some of these big problems. I'll give you one other example. Is in the education sector, 94% of teachers said that virtual reality would be an enhancement of the education process. So we have a Mirage Solo virtual reality headset, but we didn't just throw that out there and say, figure out how to use it. We spent some time with teachers and educators. We put a whole suite of things like charging carts that you can roll from classroom to classroom. We worked with Google Daydream for content. We added unique content from Jane Goodall. We have one customer in inner city Baltimore, and they kind of wrote us back after deploying this, and they said, you guys don't realize how transformative this is. These are kids that may never leave Baltimore that are now seeing elephants on the savanna of Africa in 3D. That's completely transformative to them, and it's certainly gratifying for us to see those kinds of use cases.
I know we've demonstrated leadership on some good use cases in IoT. Wilfredo, can you talk to us about some of them that you've seen?
Absolutely. As I've learned over the last year and a half, probably the most interesting use case that our clients are investing in is vision, computer vision. Machine basically implemented through cameras and machine learning and the appropriate training and inference algorithms. Probably the signature reference that is out there is the work we've been doing with one of our partners that is here in the room, Pivot 3. We work with them and a variety of clients around the world. You probably heard about the city of Bogota case where we deployed over 3,000 cameras to help the police department, right, identify stolen cars or disruptions in traffic or freak weather events. But we also work with them in hotels, facilities like this, where you have a significant level of infrastructure for security purposes, where through technology and video analytics, you can identify what's happening very quickly. For us, it's a transformational play because it allows you to do things we were able to do before with very old-fashioned and rigid systems, with open, flexible, and very powerful machine learning algorithms based on a sensor, an edge gateway or an edge server, and some kind of private core or public core in the cloud, right? A new use case, a new, more flexible architecture for the marketplace.
John, can you share a different use case with us?
Yeah, I think one of the exciting things about this space is it really allows you to consider what we call the art of possible, right? There's all kinds of creative use cases. So let me give you one in healthcare that's a little bit outside what we've been talking about. Kirk talked about how supercomputers are solving big healthcare challenges. But we also think there's an edge play and an IoT play. So one of the things that you may know is obviously in the US, healthcare costs are excessively high. 75% of that is driven by chronic care conditions like diabetes. 20% of Medicare patients, when they come home from the hospital, go back to the hospital within 30 days for the exact same thing. So we're looking at how do we take biometric devices, AI, and some of our technologies in the home, right, effectively edge devices that can change that equation, right? So if the healthcare provider can monitor the condition through biometric devices, we can deploy training and behavior modification through things like maybe our smart display product or a smart speaker. We think we can address the problem at the core and really solve some of these complex problems. So there's a kind of a creative use of IoT.
That's great. That's fantastic. So, Wilfredo, let's close. And can you provide us a little bit of an idea of what the future of smart IoT looks like for Lenovo?
For us, it's a very exciting future. I am personally motivated and a little sad to be leaving the IoT role, the IoT GM role for Data Center Group. And I think it's exciting.
Sell it.
Yes, I do. That's true. And I think it's exciting because we've come with a common vision that we're going to deploy to the marketplace, right? That common vision goes like this. We leverage our core strengths to build some of the best components of infrastructure that you can use for IoT deployments. We're going to tie together those components through a common software architecture that has the best capabilities from our PC heritage and from our data center heritage. We take that common software platform that we're building, and we're able to interconnect it to other IoT platforms in the marketplace so that we not only are open, but can play in a good, sound ecosystem. We bundle those together in what we call IoT Solution Bundles. And those IoT Solution Bundles are targeted at industry-specific verticals use cases, right? Whether it's video security, or store of the future, or warehouse management, or manufacturing execution systems, right? And then we partner with all of you. We partner with all of you, our partners in the room, and the systems integrators, and the board of the cloud providers, to deliver these solutions through your channel. So it's a complex solution area. It is by far the most complex solution area Lenovo has ever attempted to get into. We will get there. We will work with you to provide to our clients differentiated capability like never before.
It's a really good point, Wilfredo. There's not a single company that can do this alone. We certainly can't. And it's great for us to start thinking about this with you today so that we can start coming up with solutions and we can imagine what the world could look like in the future so that we can bring the full potential of smart IoT together. I'm looking forward to, and so is John and Wilfredo, your thoughts and feedback as we go through the rest of this week. So amazing insights from both of you. Thank you, Wilfredo. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you very much.
All right, what an insightful panel. And I know that IoT is one of the topics which you are all looking for insights on. It's not a buzzword anymore. This is real, and you heard from the panel. There's real things happening in the world today across different markets, different verticals and segments that we're using IoT to drive. So there'll be a lot of time to dive down into these IoT solutions in the breakouts, the panels, and the demos. So our next and final speaker happens to be my boss. Now, we're coming off a great year with our highest PC market share ever in our commercial business, success in fast-growing areas like our workstation, smart office, and services business, and a host of brand new solutions for our business customers. Now, he is also doing, true story, my annual performance review later this week. So I will tell you that he is literally the greatest boss in the world. So to tell you about Lenovo's latest solutions to drive intelligent transformation in the workplace, please welcome our Senior Vice President of the Commercial Business, Christian Heisman.
Good afternoon, or better to say good evening at this point in time. It's great to be here. I do officially recognize that I'm the last person who's standing between you and cocktails. So I will do my very best to make it exciting and worthwhile. We are merging, transform, and accelerate this year the first time, and it is the most natural thing to do. Because where we are going in our journey of intelligent transformation, we only can be successful if we do understand our customer requirements and have a strong and deep partnership with our business partner community to jointly create solutions that really are making a difference in the marketplace. What I didn't understand when I asked David is, why Orlando? So he told me, stupid, because of the weather. So I looked out today and still don't understand it, but we will discuss in the performance review, I'm pretty sure. 2017 was the first time that we started the journey together with DCG around transformation of our commercial business. At that point in time, we celebrated 25 years of ThinkPad. And it is a great journey of success, of a fantastic franchise and a fantastic product. Nevertheless, we did recognize that the world is changing. We recognize that the audience is changing, the end users are changing. Millennials coming into the workforce that have a very different expectation towards what kind of devices they want to use and how they want to use it. So we started a journey to transform the PC to personalized computing and changing our business for a changing workforce. 1 year later, we expanded our view from the device and from personalized computing to workplace transformation, because a new workforce is demanding a different workplace. And it is all about the employee experience. This year, as David said, we are the undisputed #1 in terms of PC devices in the commercial market space. Our market share is more than 33%, and we are leading to the next competitor. But again, we cannot stand still. Again, we have to drive the next transformation, and that's the intelligent transformation, how we connect all the devices into the cloud, to the core, and ultimately drive a meaningful data collection and meaningful data analytic to make our business smarter. Our strategy is very simple, based on 3 pillars. Smarter devices to empower users with intelligent device choices. Smarter workplaces, make IT more efficient and enhance the end-user experience. And ultimately, smarter businesses. How can we make businesses smarter, make businesses more competitive with emerging technologies? Our vision is to empower business users with the world's smartest computing solutions. People are the greatest asset we have in our companies. We need to design solutions that really are empowering our people. Let's take a look at a video.
We're living in the age of acronyms. VR, AR, MR, IoT, AI. Wow, we get it. You've never had more tools and opportunity at your fingertips. But all this new technology won't make a difference if it isn't designed to support your most important system. That's right, those special, unpredictable, wonderfully unique humans. You need to bring intelligent transformation to your business and the people who work there. At Lenovo, we're designing the systems that help each employee do more. Smart devices and software that transform the ways they collaborate. End-to-end security solutions that protect your data and your company's reputation from every angle. And embracing AR and VR so they're not just buzzwords, but a new way to learn. The key to unlocking the full potential of your workforce and your bottom line? It starts with technology built to empower your people. Lenovo Solutions, designed for business, perfected for people.
Let's move to our first pillar in our strategy. The best technology brand for business, Think. Think is our umbrella brand, cross DCG and cross PCSD, to really drive solutions that make a difference for you in the commercial space. Think represents innovation and a relentless focus on the customer experience. The cornerstone is the legendary ThinkPad. Now, since over 27 years, it is the brand name in commercial mobility computing. We sold nearly 150 million devices since the ThinkPad was created. There's no other device in the world in this industry that has anything equivalent to this one. ThinkPad was created 27 years ago with the idea of a bento box design. Simple, functional, but with a beauty to it that is driven by its experience. This is the reason that the famous butterfly ThinkPad still is the only PC that is in the permanent collection of the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. There's no other notebook in the world that has flown more to space than ThinkPad over the last 20 years. And today, it is the #1 business laptop with nearly 50% market share in large enterprise mobile computing. But it's more than just a commercial product. It's used by all kinds of people who are having workload, who are having requirements that need a product like a ThinkPad. And they're doing amazing things with this product. The X1 is our flagship. It is where we do everything that is to drive the perfect build of a laptop. This is where our innovation is happening first. Best design, best materials, best security, best durability, best performance. This year at CES, we relaunched the X1 Yoga and the X1 Carbon with great design features. The X1 Carbon is the thinnest and lightest ThinkPad we ever had, with a carbon surface. The X1 Yoga is the first ThinkPad ever that is designed entirely out of CNC aluminum in its shell. Today, I'm very thrilled that we announced the second generation of the X1 Extreme. We call it Extreme for a reason. We announced the first generation exactly about a year ago, and we got great feedback. There's a very strong demand out there for high performance and high resolution for professional business users. This is the ThinkPad that has the best audiovisual experience, 4K OLED touch with Dolby Vision, cinema quality audio with Dolby Atmos, and beautiful design with a new carbon fiber cover on the top and thinner and lighter than ever. But of course, Extreme stands for ultimate performance. So this will carry the latest Intel CPU chipset with up to 8 cores, and it will have graphic capabilities based on NVIDIA GeForce GTX graphics. It's a wonderful addition to our X1 flagship. Now, we know small and medium-sized businesses have different requirements. They need easy to deploy, easy to manage, great out-of-the-box experience. So today, we are introducing a new Think brand, the ThinkBook for small and medium business, specifically designed for small and medium business users. It is stylish. It has essential security features built in, right out of the box. It responds instantly, like your smartphone. And it has business-grade support. It's a product for customers who desire consumer-like experience with business-grade performance and security. Let's talk about the second pillar, smarter workplace. Here is where we focus on the critical aspect of your IT needs, your physical workspace, employee experience, and keeping your business secure. There are so many things that can define workplace transformation, but I want to highlight 3 ones that I believe are driving the core of this transformation of the workplace. First of all, people want to have freedom. They want to have freedom to use flexible platforms. They want to work from anywhere and anytime using any technology that suits them. There's a cultural change going on. We have people who don't come to work to sit in a cubicle. We have a new set of employees who come to work to collaborate, to co-create. And video is becoming the #1 medium how everybody is collaborating around the world. And ultimately, modern IT. Modern IT is, I would call it a smartphone-like experience for deployment, service, and support. Also, around modern IT, end users want to have freedom how they get support, and they want to have it delivered instantly. When we first launched our Think Smart brand at Transform, our priority was to create a solution with the focus on instant meeting experience. We all know how long it takes to get a meeting running, and clearly we felt this is a thing that we can really change, and we got great feedback. And we are deploying the Hub 500 technology around the world at many, many customers as we speak. But we also learned from our customers that they're looking for more. They're looking for a comprehensive experience within the conference rooms, or even a more comprehensive experience across all the conference rooms within a company, or even beyond into suppliers and into customers. So we're adding accessories specifically designed for Think Smart, software to manage all the different aspects of a conference rooms and all conference rooms within a company. And we also learned security is a #1 priority in managing conference rooms in the future. That means for us, we're expanding our available unified communication platforms to Microsoft Teams or to companies like Zoom. Think Smart software provides rich telemetry and manageability functionality. And a suite of Smart Office professional services offerings are helping customers to implement these solutions. Think Shield, as our world-class security solution, is now added to every single of our Think Smart products. So let me talk a little bit about security. The #1 topic on the minds of many IT professionals is security. 1 of 2 companies are facing a security breach every single year. And quite frankly, Hollywood makes security look like it's something where Tom Cruise is digging a hole and stealing data from a data center. But the reality is, security is much less interesting and much less exciting, because 50% of all security breaches are driven by usually overworked workers leaving their laptop somewhere, or clicking on an email that is turned out to be a malicious email, or they're allowing somebody to look over their shoulder while they're typing in their password, or they're logging into an insecure wireless network. I could go on and on. But needless to say, half of these breaches are because of people like you and me. So we introduced Think Shield at this event last year. Since then, we got great customer feedback. Think Shield focuses on core 4 areas critical to your business: data, identity, device, and online activities. Today, we are enhancing Think Shield with the goal of having the most secure PC in the industry. And we're specifically announcing 3 new technologies. The first is a Think Shield chip. In the future, a dedicated embedded chip on every motherboard of ThinkPads will perform critical security functions in an absolute secure environment. Second, self-healing BIOS will detect and heal our BIOS if a hack or error is detected using AI. And finally, Think Shield Dark Endpoint Protection provides visibility and control of most exposed attack point. Security is something that is managed by IT, but security is also something that we need to live every single day with our employees. And what better way to tell our security story than with a new marketing campaign? So we are partnering with an actress, Olivia Munn, to tell the story on how lapses in security can impact your business, while the right security platform can keep you safe. So let me tell Olivia the story about it. Let's please run the video.
Hey guys, I'm Olivia Munn, and I am just so excited to be partnering with Lenovo to bring more visibility to cybersecurity. I've been helping shed light on the severity of real-life security breaches and telling the story of Lenovo's customizable security portfolio, ThinkShield. We're actually here on set right now filming this documentary series called Fallout, where we're going to go behind the scenes of a major breach. And we hope that that will actually help companies understand the stakes of cybercrime and how to best prepare themselves against an attack. Filming this documentary, I have to say, it's just become glaringly obvious that IT security needs to be a top priority for every single company. Stay tuned for Fallout coming this summer, and I'm really excited to be here with you guys.
Well, there's lots of energy coming here. I think she's a great actress, and I think she will be a great ambassador for our ThinkShield messaging to companies and to end users. So at this point in time, it's a very special moment because we cannot build all these kind of solutions, we cannot build all these kind of new innovations without day-to-day feedback and day-to-day interaction with our most valued customers. And I want to welcome from Johnson & Johnson, the Vice President of End User Computing, Keith Blizzard, to the stage. Thank you, Keith, being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a tough transition to go from Olivia to me, but
yeah.
I will do my best.
So, Keith, I have a couple of questions to you. So, first of all, like us, I know that Johnson & Johnson is heavily focused on customer and employee experience. What are your top couple of areas of focus that really keeps you awake every single day and night?
Yeah, it's definitely a humbling job to be part of J&J with our credo and our history. Every day, you show up to work and you look at ways that you're looking to provide value and services to 135,000 employees across 1,000 sites around the world, across all the different lines of businesses. And what's interesting about that is that each of those employees touches 1 billion people a day across consumer, medical devices, as well as pharmaceuticals. So that's a great responsibility for us. So you start with what the topic has been, the security aspects of things, making sure that we're the right foundation for our employees to be able to do their jobs, to be able to drive new innovation with respect to those products and services we do. But that's just the starting point. The challenge for us is how can you look for ways to be able to provide that value-added services? All the expectations of our employees are growing every day with everything that you can get at your fingertips. So how can you make things that are complex simple, and so people value you and want to continue to invest in IT as a core part of the business as this becomes more than just a healthcare, but a health and technology focus for us?
Okay, very good. So we've spoken before about how you can do everything great in IT, but if the device at an end user level doesn't work, ultimately it's game over. So what are you working on to improve your customer satisfaction with the end users around the globe?
Yeah, if you look at even what was just talked about today in the keynote, it's all about building through the core foundation of data, AI, automation, to be able to expand and improve the end user experience. So for the last 2 years, there's a couple key themes that we've driven within the end user group within J&J. One is really leaning into the service recovery paradox model. So when something bad happens to the user, not only fix them, but fix them a lot better than the video that Art showed in the beginning of the keynote today, but look for ways to really have the empathy to identify what went wrong to the person and fix them right away. But then more importantly, look for ways to learn and be able to improve it so no one else has that issue again. And so for us, it's about self-healing and AI, how we're able to actually track those different events to be able to then trigger self-healing automation scripts, and so people can actually have a better experience and not have to call in a ticket, but we can identify and fix it before hopefully they even recognize it.
Okay. So last question. We recently worked together on pilots for conference room solutions, and we deployed a number of ThinkSmart Hub 500 to improve the employee experience. So how's it going, and what's your ultimate goal?
Yeah, those devices are amazing. You know, for anyone who hasn't touched one, I definitely would recommend going and see it, touch it, be able to experience it. There is nothing worse than when you're rushing to a meeting and it takes 8 to 10 minutes for that meeting to start. We've all been there. We all face that on a regular basis. So if I can make something that's just simple for someone just to press the button to start, the voice, the video, the screen sharing, have it optimized with respect to that experience for people so we can actually be more productive. The increase of us from a virtual meeting perspective has been significant, 40% increase over the last 2 years. So having a simple way that people could actually collaborate effectively across those 1,000 sites for us is critical. So we've had a great journey over the last year with Lenovo on these devices, and we're so excited to see the innovation continue to come as we really look at this to be the new norm for us from an overall collaboration perspective.
Well, we're looking very forward to keep driving innovation together with Johnson & Johnson, and I want to thank you for this very strong and trusted partnership.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for making the way here. Thank you very much. And now we come to the final pillar of our strategy, smarter business. As we learned from the IoT panel, one area that is powering business more than you just learned are in IoT solutions. Digital transformation is transforming every aspect of the value chain of every company, from research to manufacturing to sales and services to corporate functions. Smart technology for all, smart technology everywhere. Innovation is enabling us to put smart technology in the hands of people who didn't require technology in the past, who had very isolated technology use cases. But to create smart technologies that can help transform companies, you have to understand the industry they're operating in. Art talked about smart verticals, healthcare, and to see how you can improve the effectiveness of a surgeon, but how you also have a surgeon connected to more people who can help him to drive the best possible outcome of a surgery. In the airline industry, in maintenance, to have the best possible maintenance quality that you can imagine in services. Smart technology can significantly improve the efficiency and the competitiveness of every company. But to enable this transformation, we need to create a new set of devices tailored for the Internet of Things. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to announce not the Think phone, the smallest full performance desktop in the world. It's called the ThinkCenter Nano. It has full performance Core i5, Core i7. It's fully configurable. It's roughly the size of 2 smartphones, and it integrates into the famous Tiny ecosystem. You can mount it on a wall. You can slide it in an all-in-one computing device. And it's highly mobile and highly durable. But we didn't stop there. Out of the Nano, we created a brother, the Nano IoT, specifically designed for extreme IoT use cases. John already showed the product. It's a fanless design. It has military spec quality. It's designed to operate from freezing temperatures of 0 degrees all the way to 50 degrees Celsius. And it has laptop-like connectivity with 4G and LTE, so it is easily deployable in all kinds of industrial and IoT environments. But This is just the first step of the journey of Think into new use cases that will make a huge difference as IoT is unfolding in an always connected world. Let me talk now about a technology that will change every industry and its value-creating process in the future: augmented reality. I'm thrilled to announce a brand new commercial solution and a new Think brand. We call it Think Reality. Think Reality delivers a scalable software platform, modern commercial augmented reality devices, and a set of services to consult, develop, deploy, and support augmented reality application across the enterprise. Customers will be able to capitalize on the convergence of digital technologies to transform products, processes, and ultimately the way people work. So let me show you the product. This ultra-light weight handset is engineered to fit to your head like a baseball cap. And we've engineered this product in a strong partnership with a number of industrial and healthcare customers who explained that the number one issue of the products on the market is the weight distribution to really use a product like this in a day-long environment. So we really have changed the design of the product to make it ultralight. We have integrated microphones, speakers that power conversations in even the noisiest environments. The visor is shatter-resistant and really designed for industrial and commercial usage. The rechargeable power packs that usually are within the product itself have been relocated to the hip, what achieves a much better balance from a weight distribution. But we don't stop with the hardware. Much more important is that we have created a software platform that is scalable and that can connect Lenovo and third-party devices into a seamless operating platform. And we are adding services around consulting and deployment to this platform. So this is it. Today we announced the latest offerings in our portfolio. ThinkPad X1 Extreme, second generation. The ThinkBook family for small and medium business. ThinkCenter Nano and the Nano IoT. And Think Reality as part of our Think IoT platform. All these products are designed to intelligently transform your business and deliver the tools your people need to succeed. Lenovo is pushing the innovation boundaries in every single category of product, from laptop to desktop to IoT devices and augmented reality. No other company has the breadth of smart devices, smart software, and smart solution like Lenovo does. Today actually has been the largest set of announcements we've ever made for our commercial business. But I'm not quite done yet.
We open. We unfold. We return. Soon the world will fold to you.
2 years ago, at the first Transform event, I finished my presentation with a vision, with the vision of a new category of PCs, a foldable PC, a PC that is highly adaptive. You might remember this image. I will never forget it, because the feedback we got after this sharing of a concept was overwhelming. So since ever then, we as a team have been determined to perfect and launch this technology. Over the past few years, we worked relentlessly on making this technology work. I'm here today to tell you that our vision has become reality. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled to unveil the world's first foldable PC. This is the newest innovation of part of our flagship ThinkPad X1 family. Lenovo's foldable PC combines laptop productivity with smartphone portability to fold into your lifestyle. This is the only device you will need in the future to be productive all day long. This is a full-performance Intel Windows device. It has a flexible 13-inch OLED with touch and will be fully pen capable. It will be always on and always connected. It has a leather cover that fully adapts to you all day long. With its innovative form factor, it can move and transition with you from day to night. Let me show you a tablet mode, a fully performance tablet to watch and consume video and content. It turns into a book, so you can read in a comfortable environment on long travel, but you also can use it to compare different information side by side. And it goes into productivity mode, ultimately being a fully performant laptop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new category of PC that we are introducing today. I'm confident that this is the beginning of a new area of personalized computing. Thank you very much.
All right, Laura, we're back.
Thank you, Christian.
So, Christian, that was awesome. And Laura, do you know what all those new devices and solutions mean for me?
Not really, David.
Means more work. Wait a second, you look like you've changed.
I did. Of course I changed. We have a party to go to.
How did you have time to do that?
Christian was presenting. I have plenty of time.
Well, I'm ready for the party tonight. You know who we've got? We've got the Bare Naked Ladies getting ready to go for us.
Excellent. I can't wait. However, don't forget, we start bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with a breakfast that starts at 7 a.m. So please be ready and in your seats at 8 a.m. And if you would like to join us for the Inclusion and Diversity Lunch, please register on your app. Go ahead. You can do it now. There's no time like the present.
And we know some of you are going to be leaving the event after tomorrow's breakouts and demos, so our sincere thanks for your participation and attendance. So can we go party now?
Absolutely, but as long as, David, you can be here at 7 a.m. or in your seat at a minimum by 8. So where is the party, by the way?
I don't know. I think we're going to be going back that way.
Ah, those guys.
All right, so let's go.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You've been a terrific audience tonight. Now, please join us and let the festivities begin.